start the recording. Um, Obviously, we're focused on testnet at this point. We're gonna go through the testnet items, but we're gonna follow the same flows we did last week. Products on the your guys' thoughts on the last week of testnet, and is anything that Dow can help out with more? And it looks like Dan put a comment there. Would be great to include reward address and timestamps in the bug report so we can easily track down the user logs for each issue.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I think otherwise everything's been good. I've been seeing a lot of people testing stuff out, people getting help with, making transfers and checking things out. So I think that's all been good. But yeah, with a few of the bug reports, when we went to look through them, we realized like it would be hard to actually diagnose these without that information. So if in the future, if we could encourage people to include those in the bug report template, that would be pretty cool. Make our lives easier for tracking down some of these issues.
Tuesdays, Rush, you guys are good with that, I assume?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Testnet mining delivery timeline estimate from product from the update from last week would be added this week. And Dan says ran into potentially severe issue with mining UI. Need to sort out mitigation first. Feature to go in next week.
Yeah, we basically found an edge case that seems to, on a low probability basis, which we're not entirely sure of exactly what the cause is yet. It can cause, like running the native mining function on the cards can cause the cards to receive an out of memory error and essentially become bricked for most important operations. So yeah, I mean, that would put them in a state where users can only recover them by like manually building the phone on applet and like reflashing their card, which we don't want to require people to do. And it would also blow away the testnet cert that everyone's using, as well as like the keys that are tied to registration. So we basically need to figure out how we can mitigate that issue to make it extremely unlikely or impossible for that issue to be hit when people are mining, before we put that UI out and start having our testnet participants mining in earnest.
Okay. The next is the list of the open testnet tickets. Tuesdays, Rush, I'll let you guys do anything you want to hit on this, or Dan, or you have any comments, or do you want us to go one
You
by
can delete
one?
number 4. I fixed that.
Say that one more time.
That one.
That one's fixed.
Bye.
Yeah, we actually have a whole document. Maybe we could share it with the DAO somehow, but we can at least show it for you now. We went through and triaged all the bugs we found in the testnet bugs channel, so we can kind of go through these one by one and give you guys a clear answer if you want to do that.
Yeah, that would be great.
Cool. Let me bring up that doc. I guess I can show it for now. And we can figure out, I think it's like, we'll just need permissions to be sorted out. Maybe we can keep this as like I don't know if the DAO has a Google Docs account or something. We can just share it there in the future so we can all view this together. We can work on that after this. Okay. Yeah, cool. Send that my way and we'll get this onto like a document we can all share. But for now, I'll just share this and we can walk through the bugs one by one. I think it'll match up with what's on here. Hopefully. Let me show my screen. Okay, you guys can see these bugs. Got the right thing up here.
Yep, we see it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think this goes from front to back. Let me know if I missed out on anything on your list because can't see it at the moment. But yeah, refresh loop when unlocking the card. This one's hard to diagnose for us, and we're going to make some changes to that system of like card unlocking and initiation. Anyway, so we're not going to do anything about this in the short term, but we think it'll probably be fixed as we make some of the long-term improvements. But good to note. Wrong chain displayed when sending an asset. This is the one where like the modal for send shows a different type of asset than the UI. Pretty sure we know why this one's caused, and it should be an easy fix. So an issue has been created in the phone on app front end repo. Number 50. 500 when sending a phone on. This one's tough to diagnose because there could be any number of reasons that a 500 when sending a phone on is encountered. So this was one where the reward address and timestamp would be helpful. I know I saw someone else reporting a similar issue yesterday, but may have had different causes and symptoms. So, we can investigate a couple of these and come up with a more long-term fix. It's probably just going to be some general robustness improvements that we add to the app eventually. Reloading the page breaks everything. That's a good bug title. Yeah, we created an issue for this one. We were able to reproduce this. Oh yeah, and I guess this is the one Nate fixed yesterday. So we just got to merge that PR in, and this one will be basically fixed. So that should be in, I guess, probably early next week. Unable to send phone-ons to over-the-network cards. This one was also difficult to diagnose. We're gonna need that'll take a little bit more time to run into. I'd roll it into that general instability with sending phone-ons type of issue. Redeeming native phone-ons just vanish. Yeah, that one's a problem, and it causes phone-ons to disappear. So it's a severe issue that we will work on. We have an issue to do this in the UI. It's going to go in probably alongside the mining PR or in a similar time frame early next week. Maybe we'll do this one separately, but we'll just disable the redemption button for native phone-ons because it really makes no sense to redeem those. Shouldn't be allowable. So we will make it so. See, backed phone-ons missing on reload of client. This one is hard to reproduce. Seems like a couple people have run into it, so I'm sure it's a real issue, but needs further investigation. Another one where we could use some log timestamps if someone runs into it again. Invalid denomination. Oh yeah, this is about the nominations you can add in on the create menu being a little unclear. We created an issue just to make the commentary text on that a little more clear. And based on kind of some of the feedback about how this limitation was surprising, we are probably going to look in the long term to expanding that data structure to take up another byte or two, but allow us to have a much greater granularity on what denominations of phone-ons we can store. So we created an issue for that. Unable to successfully run make build. This was about a problem building on Linux. I think Douglas from our team has got the app now successfully building on Linux. Allegedly. And so we are gonna we have an issue open too. I think add some stuff to the documentation on how to get that to work correctly, so people can build it on all platforms in the future.
It works perfectly, by the way.
I'm sure it does. And what else do we have? Windows Web UI randomly refreshes to homepage. Yeah, also a difficult one to reproduce. I did see it happen a couple times. We don't really know why, but we're just gonna keep an eye on this one as we start developing the whole UI card unlock process a little bit further. Make sure that gets fixed as we improve that. And then I guess this is the last one I had up here, which is loading native phone-on appears after canceling the create transaction. So yeah, so there's some way to get a phone-on to appear even though the create transaction didn't go through. I guess it appears as native. That shouldn't happen. We created an issue to check this out because there's probably just a bit of order of operations logic issue in the front end or in interaction with MetaMask or something like that. And yeah, I think that wraps them all up unless there's anything I missed.
I was just going to say maybe it's not technically product stuff, but we worked on where we were going to eventually cleave things from Grid Plus ownership to DAO ownership as pertains to Git repositories and things. And there's some discussion that needs to happen between Justin and the DAO about the phone-on card. Everything else seems to be fairly straightforward for what we're doing. I suppose that's more of a roadmap thing and less a current product thing, but something to start worrying about because I don't want everyone to forget about it and then a week before,
Yeah, I would say just for right now, if we can, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but could we not switch GitHub repos until after the end of the alpha testnet?
It seemed logical.
Yeah, we're planning it out, drawing the lines. We won't hit it with the scalpel until probably just before beta because we're still going to be making a lot of cross-cutting changes until then. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically once we're Oh, sorry. Yeah, but just to elaborate on what Nate said, yeah, basically when we're like halfway-ish through the beta, when we've done all the features that are likely to cut across the core library and sort of the higher level UI stuff, we'll probably look at that as the ideal time to cut things over to the DAO repo. And like, I guess the ask from the DAO for that is just to have like a, I don't know, like a strategy for how to organize like GitHub repository with like proper access controls and administration, so that code can be safely held by the DAO.
Okay.
I was just going to ask too. So you guys now Tuesdays, Rake, you're on the Phonon DAO repo that I set up at launch, which has the smart contracts, Tim Coulter's code review, and then like the branding assets. But then you guys also set up the Phonon protocol one. So it's up to the DAO. I mean, it's just really a matter of like names and convenience. Which one you guys want to use? Both are okay.
I'll take down the other one. It's more of a Hinchy's got stuff hosted up there, so I don't want to like. I want to give him the opportunity to come back, which is tomorrow, and just like move stuff so that we don't lose it.
Yeah. The other conversation that will happen down the line, and we can punt on this since it won't happen until before the beta, is just access control. And one of the things we were discussing last night is for anything that's like essential code, obviously, you know, there's going to be different branches and people will have their own copies of it. We've got versioning. But the idea for anything critical, like I was actually curious if there were tools out there that allowed you to sign, almost like having a multi-sig for merging as a non-dev. I don't know if there's something quite like that for access control.
There is with GitHub, you can have a set of people have to approve the code. So I would say anything that is probably Phonon client, we should have 2 people that require to approve it to be able to be merged. And then I would say, like, I'm not a developer, so even if I had access to approve it, I would say that I should never click that approve button and wait for somebody who actually can. But yeah, I think I was talking to one of my friends who handles the CI/CD protocol for an organization that serves millions of people video content. And I was going to try to kind of steal him to help us with that whole process. So if I could just write that out and get some other people to look at it, I think that would be helpful.
Yeah, I think that would be a great step. I think having multiple approvers from like a core devs team on all the core repos to make sure like changes are well controlled going in would make sense. My only other concern with like GitHub is like there's always an owner of an organization who has the right to like delete everything, something like that. So I would like that to ideally enforce the governance structures of the DAO as like a multi-sig if possible. I don't know if that's even there's a tool out there or something in GitHub that can do that, but I think that probably deserves a look.
Yeah, currently that's Justin. I don't know if that once again is those muddy waters that you need to resolve, and the DAO needs to be the owner of that, or if you're still okay with being the owner, or where that lies. But yeah,
I mean, it's fine for now, but yeah, someone else should hand off. I don't know the right answers on these things. It's funny. The thing I was curious about last night that I wanted to look up was actually how Bitcoin Core client repo was working. I mean, I remember.
Yeah, I can tell you how it is.
Yeah, that's what I'd love to know. I mean, I remember the DCI originally was Nicholas Vanderlaw. I can't think of his name. Vladimir Vander something.
Yeah,
Vanderland. All right, you go ahead because you actually know the answer.
Vladimir is the lead maintainer, so he is the owner of the Bitcoin repository. But everybody who is bold currently has keys to be able to merge anything, and it is a 1 out of 7 multi-sig for Bitcoin. So yeah, I actually hate how Bitcoin is set up, and the fact that 1 person out of 7 could be targeted by a government to completely change the Bitcoin core. But everyone's answer to that is, well, just don't update.
Yeah, so let's be a little more serious and find that exciting solution.
Yeah. Okay.
And do we have a backup to GitHub? Like, if something happens, is it stored someplace else, or another place we can put it?
We can create a SVN server that's hosted by the DAO and host it there. That's probably not the best thing in the world. We could purchase an Atlassian subscription and have it copied to Atlassian. I forget what their thing's called. Bitbucket.
Every time somebody clones it, they get an entire copy of everything, of all the code and everything, and all of the history. So it's not so necessary that we worry about having a backup, because it's going to be backed up on at least like 20 computers immediately, no matter what. But to have a backup for live usage, I would recommend doing something like self-hosting a SourceHut or a GitLab instance, and you can just have it spun down on a real small machine. And then if GitHub ever goes down or we lose a GitHub or whatever, we can just spin that up. Unless I'm paying for a subscription for some SaaS that we're never actually going to use.
There was some sass when you said the word SaaS.
There's always SaaS.
SaaS as a service.
SaaS as a service. Actually, you know what? I'm quitting all involvement. I'm starting my own startup. It's SaaS as a service.
How are you going to make that scale? Sorry.
Oh, it'll scale all right.
He's the SaaS Squatch.
Ooh. Yeah, he doesn't need to scale. He's got enough SaaS.
I'm now shutting down,
As
after that
evidence.
Sasquatch comment, I'm now shutting down all SaaS as a service operations and begging for my job back.
So a few people reached out, and I actually haven't checked this. Maybe I should check it before I talk, but I'm going to do it anyways. They were asking, is it possible to get any issues that you guys are currently working on, or currently not working on, but know of, to be issued as issues on the GitHub repo, and then community devs know what they can work on?
They're all already there. We're not actively working on everything in the issues. Anyone can open one, I believe. Right, Dan?
Yeah, I believe that's the case. I mean, it's a really good question. We haven't really curated which issues can immediately be worked on or anything. So maybe we can start to split some of those out. If there are community devs who want to contribute, would definitely welcome that.
They're almost strictly front end.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah. Figured that might be the case.
Yeah,
we have a few small issues we can definitely parcel out. I mean, even from the list we just went over for these bugs, there's definitely some front end stuff to work on. So I think about the best way to do that, but I can start to parcel them out and we can identify them under a milestone or a identifier on GitHub as good external contribution issues and get people to pick those up.
Okay. And then what is it possible to print out at the bottom of the client whether or not someone's telemetry key is actually being loaded?
It is possible.
How can I convince you guys to make it so?
Tell us why we need it. Is this something people are running into problems with?
People don't know if they actually loaded their key correctly.
I think I already have an issue in there for that. So you have a little green dot that says, hey, telemetry's working. Haven't done it though. Yeah, that's not a huge deal.
Yeah, that should be pretty easy to do. So yeah, we could totally work on that one. I see how it would provide some peace of mind for people to make sure they're configured correctly. Probably be good because it seems like the number of logs we've got does not exactly match the number of test kits out there. So maybe some people haven't gotten that configured correctly, or I don't know, people just haven't opened up their kits yet.
When you said that it was 16 or 18 addresses, I was like, yikes. Okay. I'm scared that people didn't do something right.
Yeah, because I think I've seen more than that in the number of people coming through the Discord. So I imagine there's probably one or two. Yeah, we can work on that feature next week. It should be a day or two to implement, I imagine.
Just for funsies, I'm going to implement it during this meeting.
I like it.
Go for it.
I wasn't asking.
Sassy.
I swear there's assets on this card.
Did you say sassets?
Ah.
Yep.
Hey, that's my intellectual property. Sassets.
All right. So, do we have any other bug issues we want to go over now, or good to move on to the next step. I think we're good to move on. Any other dev team updates? It says Dan worked on testnet rewards validation queries. Need clarity from the DAO on output format for redemption contract.
Yeah, maybe we wait for Hinchy for this one, but I think a decision still needs to be made from the DAO on exactly what the redemption contract is going to look like. So, yeah, Nate worked on testnet rewards queries this past week and sorted out exactly how to detect which objectives all of our testnet participants have achieved. So we got that. We just need to know exactly what the information in the output format needs to look like so we can actually disperse those rewards through the smart contract at the end. So just wanted to get that on y'all's radar.
So it sounds like we're looking to Hinchy to help with that, or Rake. I don't know what your input is. Maybe you can work with Hinchy on it.
So I don't know if we are pursuing the contract because I think we said that it might be too complicated, or it would just spend so much more gas than just sending it to people.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what decision was made on. I know there were some out of the box, off the shelf type contracts, and then there was Hinchy's solution. So I don't know if one has been picked, but whatever is just picked, just let us know what the output format from us needs to be to make that work.
Okay, well, I can double check with Hinchy, but if not, I just sent you guys the format, and we can use multi-sender and break it into 250 transactions each click.
Perfect. I think.
Okay, cool.
I think Hinchy's solution was kind of a homemade solution, and if Tuesday's this one works, then I say let's do this.
Mine is address, comma, amount, and then new line.
So it's basically just a rewards address and the amount of phonon that should be distributed to that person.
Yep.
That address.
No spaces, saved as a CSV.
No spaces, saved as a CSV. Okay. So address, amount. That's pretty much the format.
Yep. And even if you give me a text file, I'll put it into a CSV.
Is that denominated in like base units or in what? Just in number of phonon?
Yeah, number of phonon, and if I need to add 18 more zeros to the end of everything, I'll handle that.
Okay. Okay, yeah, we should make sure to get that part right. But yeah, we'll.
I'll use Tenderly and make sure that it works as what we want it to be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll give you the output and our understanding of the number of phonons, and I'm sure we can massage that to be correct before we actually distribute. But cool. Thanks.
Awesome. Update on collecting user suggested features to consider linking to future versions, and there's a link to a doc here, but it looks like Dan needs access to it.
Yeah, that's right. I like the idea, but I haven't been able to see the doc.
I spun that up, just catching comments in the testnet channel. I figured, little UI things, just making you aware. You guys can do with them as you please, but it's on the Phonon DAO G drive, so I can drop a link and just open up editing capabilities. However you
Okay. Yeah, I think someone has invited me to get access to that version to set it up properly. I can get in there.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'll drop it. Yeah, the link's in the general chat right now.
Where's that? In the voice chat or? Oh, yeah. Okay.
In the Discord chat.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I can see this now.
Okay, it does not need all the tailing zeros, so it's just the exact amount of phonon.
Gotcha. Cool.
Okay. Next item is the shipping update. It looks like Dan said that a lot of new orders came in on Thursday. Just from my own experience, I ordered it on the August 11th, and then Katrina reached out to me on Thursday and said, "Hey, looks like it was ordered, but nothing was processed." And then she processed it. So I don't know if that was anybody else as well, but
Okay, yeah. I mean, I fulfilled like 16-ish orders. I'm gonna ship them out later this afternoon for everything that came in the last week. Yeah, we've had some people from our customer success team reaching out to any customers who like might have had an issue with like shipping address or something that had to be dealt with to get it out the door. But yeah, I also noticed that a lot of orders came in yesterday afternoon, so I was curious if the DAO was promoting it somewhere or what, because that seemed to have worked pretty well.
nothing that I know of. I mean, we just been tweeting out about posting the testnet kits, but that's nothing else. Mickey, I don't know if you talked to anybody yesterday afternoon, but
We're just constantly like commenting, and it could be anything. It could have been the bankless stuff I was posting there. Could have been anything.
yeah.
Okay.
It'd be interesting. We can ask them. We should just ask them. Maybe that
I
would be
might
interesting.
have and I might have not.
I know we have a few from ETHStaker that all are like doing it together.
Cool. How many have sold now?
I think that takes us up to like 120-ish. That sound about right?
I'm not sure what we held back. It shows 50 available right now on Shopify in the back end. There's also the topic brought up last time. Should we just fire off, like, at which point the remainder of the last 20 is like promotional ones to people who want to? I think it would be good to maybe do that in like a week or so, just to make sure we wrap up everything and we can find a good list of people to get engaged and give it a whirl.
Yeah, I think at least sending like 20 would be great.
Have any of the bankless guys we've talked with gotten one of these?
I don't think so. No.
Prod, yeah.
Oh, Prod has one. That's right. But yeah, I mean, we could get one to Mike Wong, David Hoffman. Set that up.
Yeah, let's do that.
And I think last week we talked about.
Let's make a list, though. I mean.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that was it. Let's make a list.
Okay. I was just gonna say last week we talked about cutting off sales. Like I think it was by next Friday. So if that kind of coincides and say, hey, last day to order is Friday, and then whatever's left we'll just start shipping out to people we want to have access to it.
I mean, I would say keep pushing them out. Yeah. What was the reason we were going to cut it off Friday? Just for like the end of the testnet timing, or?
Yeah, I think that was your suggestion to just kind of put a stake in it. But if you want to keep pushing them till they're all gone and we just save 20, so that if that's the case, then we got 30 left.
I think we can go a little longer. I think we have more than that left. I'm looking at like the reports on the total number sold here, and it's like only around 100 actually. So I think I've still got like half of these left, and they're all, sitting in the other office in my place. So I'd like to ship all of them out ideally. So I think we should keep pushing on selling them. And if we have promotional ones we want to send out, let's just get those lined up too. And I think we can still probably keep pushing these for, a month or so.
Okay.
As long as people like have a chance to do the testnet stuff before the end of the period, I think doing it up until like maybe 3 weeks before the deadline would be totally fine, or 2 weeks before. I'm not sure exactly how much time we want to give, but yeah, I think it's better to get more of these out than less.
For sake of notes, when is that deadline?
October 4th, I believe, is the date the DAO set.
October 6th, isn't it? Because we started on August 3rd, and then it's supposed to last 2 months, 60 days.
Okay, yeah, it could be the 6th. I was just going off what someone mentioned last week, but yeah, 6th might be more accurate.
I think we got October 1st is the end of testnet.
Is that what's published on the website, Rush?
Yeah, we had a conversation about this, I think 2 calls ago. And we pulled it back from 90 days. It was like mid-November. We pulled it back to 60 days.
Yeah, so 60 days would be October 2nd.
Well, whatever's posted on the site already, I think, is what we've communicated. We should probably stick with that.
And I don't know. I think if we're like, hey, we need to run another week, it's probably not a big deal. But
Yeah, I mean that's true. It's
Yeah,
totally an
because-
arbitrary deadline. We could always extend it if it'll be valuable. But yeah, well, let's try to push these out. Like, hopefully, we can get the rest of these out the door, sold, or given away promotionally within the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then October should be fine.
I feel like for comms, that should be a goal of marketing, is to try to sell out, whether it's purchased or promo ones. I mean, kind of
Definitely.
something we could focus on. Maybe on Monday's next week's call for comms, we can come up with some strategies, whether it's seeing where traffic comes in, if it's more Twitter, more like photos, whether it's, bases or the Medium articles, see where people are coming in to buy these things, and then push on that. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't try to sell out 200 of these.
Definitely need to get on a major podcast. That's something we haven't been able to pull down, and that would help a lot. We're doing a lot of smaller community stuff, which has been good, but definitely need to pull some strings and get us on something a little bit more prominent.
And
yeah,
I was just thinking, Justin, I don't know if this is something that Grid Plus wants to do, but if they have already, I haven't seen on the Twitter. Like, if you guys tweet out, "Hey, there's a testnet going on," that may also help with any grid conversions as well.
Yeah, I will. I can get another tweet out. I am, among other things, HR, social media manager, and a lot of other things for the time being, for just a little bit longer. So, yeah, I will get something out to push it along.
Cool.
Just a simple
The
retweet.
glamorous life of a CEO,
Yeah.
an entrepreneur.
I will be out of pocket this weekend too, by the way. So my wife's startup has an offsite that I'm leaving for in like an hour to hang out with a bunch of people I've never met before. So, but yeah, I will get something out there, or at least we can get Logic Beach on the Twitter or something. I'm working with Dan.
Perfect. And that's a good point, Rush.
Logic Beach is a celebrity.
Yeah.
What? Celebrity because I'm going to my wife's office event?
No, Logic Beach. Logic Beach is a celebrity.
Oh, he is that. Yeah, the robot. I absolutely love Tuesday's Avatar. Tip of the hat to Rake on that. Yeah, the thing's awesome.
I was stunned that the Bankless Dow person was like, "We miss Logic Beach. Hopefully you've talked to him recently."
Yeah, no one's seen him because we were keeping him too busy dealing with people on Discord and tickets and lots of other projects. He's working on a lot of content internally. Yeah, he's awesome though. So yeah, we'll loop him in.
Cool. Oh, go ahead, Mickey.
I was just say if we're all done with this, Kamado, I was going to have Ian hop on. We've made a bunch of changes to the website, and I haven't seen the renders yet. So if anyone's interested in staying tuned to that, we're going to have him hop in and show us some of the latest renders for the website.
Okay, is this the official end of the product call then?
Actually, no. I'm going to record the random draw for the sweatshirts.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
So just give me a second here. All right, everybody can see this. So we've gotten 22 entries so far, which is, I think, pretty good. I'm gonna do a random number generator for Google.
I'd like to point out that I have, in fact, created a fix for the issue and open a pull request before the conclusion of the meeting.
Hey, Tuesday,
telemetry key?
it's 21. Got your header.
Who did you get to do it for you, Nate?
Yeah, I called my my guys over in in China. I got 6 of them working feverishly, doing everything I claim to be doing.
Nice.
All right. So we got 22 entries, numbers 1 through 22. Generate it now. So the first number is 14. 14 is Childish Shimp.
Nice.
So that's the first winner.
Congratulations.
And then the
Yay.
second winner, 9. And 9 is Sahif Ani? Or no. 0x Bay. Anybody know who that is? But
Oxbay.
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay. Just a picture of an explosion as a profile pic.
so these are the
Pretty
two.
sweet.
These are the 2 winners. So
Nice.
I'll reach out to him on Twitter and then reach out to Dan to mail them out. So
Awesome.
Yeah, we can post like congrats to both of them and on winning beautiful merch.
all
And you
right.
can use the Peebo U.S. Capitol photo.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Well, I'll stop recording now, and then we're stopped.
All right. Thanks again, everybody.
If
Justin,
none-
just as a side note, did you had this also want to do a cross-train casino? Because this is like a product I think is so great for bootstrapping.
My thought last night on the call was